What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. The NFC North is the toughest division in the NFL right now. Before we get started, you know what to do. Whack the like button, give my channel a subscription. It means the world, guys. If you love the Minnesota Vikings, the B2B Sports channel is the place to be. I'd really appreciate it. Right, the NFC North is the first division since the realignment in 2002, with all four teams each having at least 4 wins through the first 6 weeks of the season. This is unreal, man, and as a Vikings fan, I'd love for it to be a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable, but unfortunately, there's no denying it. All 4 teams are legit. I mean, look at the combined point differential by division. The North is miles ahead. It's not even close. The top 4 teams, as per point differential, are all NFC North teams. The Vikings number 1, Lions 2, the Bears 3, and the Packers 4. And it makes me laugh because all the preseason predictions were the Vikings dead last in the division. I think everyone knew that the NFC North was going to have a good division this year, a tough competitive division, but I don't think anyone predicted that the Vikings will be on top, which only makes this Sunday's game, the Vikings versus the Lions at US Bank Stadium, even more massive than it already is. The Vikings are coming off a bye, the Lions are coming off an absolute battering of the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams on fire. It should be a hell of a game. But it's a little strange because if we look ahead, a lot of the divisional matchups don't come on until later on in the season. I know the Vikings have the Lions last game in the season. Things could have already been wrapped up by then in terms of number 1 seed and playoff position, etc. So the divisional schedule seems a little bit congested. If we quickly look at the Detroit Lions' remaining fixtures, obviously got the Vikings on Sunday. Then you've got the Titans, Packers away and Texans away. That's 2 big fixtures. Then the Jags at home, Colts away. And then you hit the divisional games. Bears and Packers at home, a little bit more favourable. But then you finish on the Bills, Bears, 49ers and Vikings. That's a tougher end to the schedule than people think. If you look at the Bears, they've got the Commanders, Cardinals, Patriots, Packers, Vikings, Lions, 49ers. That's a tough stretch there. To have the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, the 49ers, the Vikings again, and the Lions again. 6 in a row. That is a rough schedule. That is rough, man. And then the Bears finish with the Seahawks and then the Packers on the last game of the season. I would say the Packers' schedule is slightly easier. We've got the Texans coming up, then the Jags, Lions, Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings and the Bears. There's a few winnable games in there for the Packers, but when the North is so tough, the cluster of divisional games just becomes so tricky to predict. And then as a Vikings fan, this is where we're sitting pretty because we've got the tough part of the schedule out the way. A lot of people wrote off the Vikings for the first 5 fixtures, but we've come off... dust ourselves off. We've come off undefeated. Yes, that's right, 5-0 undefeated. I'll say it again. And other than the tough divisional games, we've got some nice fixtures in there. Obviously, we've got the Lions coming up this Sunday. We've got the Rams, the Colts, the Jags, the Titans, who have all struggled slightly this year. And the Bears, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Bears again, the Seahawks, Packers, and then, as we touched on earlier, the Lions' last game of the season. I'll put my full NFC North predictions below, and let us know your thoughts and opinions too. But honestly, at this point in the season, I still can't believe how close it is. Only 1 win in it between all 4 teams, and it just makes this Sunday's matchup against the Lions that even more special. And I tell you what, if they even think about lining up Dan Skipper as a wide receiver, all hell's breaking loose. All hell is breaking loose. Brian Flores will send the house, the kitchen sink, the car, the baby, the dog, everything. You might be able to play those games when you're in Jerry World, when you're 30 odd points up. But try and play those games in US Bank Stadium against that blitz. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. We're still waiting on the eligibility of TJ Hockenson and Dalton Risner, who have both been cleared to practice this week. It's probably too soon for Risner. Touch and go for Hockenson. I'd love him to have a revenge game. Obviously in the reverse fixture last year, it was a horrific knee injury to Hockenson, which has put him out for 9 to 10 months. But I'd love to see him have a breakout return game. We know that Justin Jefferson loves playing against the Detroit Lions, and I want to see Addison put in some work too. With all banter to the side, the Detroit Lions are a legit team. On offense, defense and special teams, Jared Goff is playing lights out right now. They can run the football, and obviously they're very physical with Dan Campbell at the helm. But the Vikings are 5-0 for a reason. Let's shock the world yet again. Let's go. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. The NFC North is the toughest division in football, and who is winning that huge matchup on Sunday the Minnesota Vikings or the Detroit Lions. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. SKOL Vikes, and peace out.